As Governor Barchok has observed, we are grateful for Governor Barchok that he has the courage to host us today in BOMET, the directors from Kericho, directors from BOMET, and also directors from Nakuru County. It was a great initiative by Governor Barchok to be able to reach out to all of us, to be able to discuss on this matter that touches on our tea. We know, and I'll be very brief, that tea is a key mainstay economy of our county, of the two counties in this region of South Rift. And we know that even for the country Kenya, because tea is one of the few commodities that trade on the dollar, tea then is a key economic value chain for this nation. Today we met, and I want to be more straight, at the times when the bonuses that are to come in West Rift are a bit gloomy, and we want to reassure our farmers that much as we know of the challenges that has been there, occasioned by unsold tea in Mombasa, we want to give them the confidence and the assurance that you are working hard to ensure that the tea that has remained unsold are quickly sold so that it spells out the factories from the losses that they have been going through. Number two is that we know that factories are surviving on very heavy loans. We are going to itemize, and already we are going to have a meeting to have a final resolution. But some of the key proposals that have come out today is the need to bail out the tea industry. I know in history, the tea industry has never been bailed out by any single government. We have had bails out in the coffee industry. We have now the coffee cherry, which is enjoyed around the coffee. We have also had bails out in the sugar industry and other sectors. But tea in history has never been bailed out. This is the time that we are calling upon both levels of government, both the county and national government, to look for an appropriate way of bailing out the tea industry. Our appeal is to the national government that if we are able to sell the loans for these farmers, they will be able to operationalize the operations well and resume back to normalcy. Because as it is now, we will continue with this problem digging hard on us even as we move to the years, because the loans that are operating on are quite heavy. In fact, we received today alarming reports that away from the commercial banks loans, the KTDA has also been forced, factories have been forced to have inter-factory borrowing from each other. And notably from the west, we've been borrowing from the east. And we have the same terrain, we have the same soil, we have the same quality of tea. And this also speaks to the matters on the management of tea. Number four, we have equally discussed the realities that compromise on our quality of tea. And notably today we learned that in the east of Rift, we have two independent factories. In the south of Rift, we have close to 40 independent factories. We ask a big question to Teapot that why they are balanced in licensing. Because if they're able to license 40 factories, and they know the law too well, that you must have a minimum of 600 acres before you license an independent factory, they proceed to give licenses to almost 40 tea factories. Part of our discussion will be then we need to also reform the tea board to live in our modern times. In any case, the farmers are also funding them on what we call stabilization fund. And our discussion, because government is also funding tea board, and the farmer is funding, this double funding may not be necessary. And that is why we'll also be looking forward that as part of a quick way to be able to pay out our farmers, because partners are coming in 2 weeks, is to consider getting back the stabilization fund to the factories so that they're also able to operate. We have also discussed the cost of production. I'm happy Kenya Power also joined us in the meeting, and we're having a discussion on how we are going to bring down the cost of production within our factories. All in all, we have had a fruitful discussion. I agree with Governor Barchok that now we need to stop politicizing matters tea, but we begin now to talk seriously on how to help the farmer instead of using the tea industry to look for our own selfish gains as political class. Because if we continue to politicize on this matter, it will be akin to the dancing on the grapes of people who are already burdened with poverty, who wake up in the morning, pluck their tea, but at the end of the day, there is no returns for them. And lastly, which has always been my position, we want to say thank you because we have the 5 share position. Our position has been that if we have 5 share from the west of Rift, then we have the CEO, we have the chairman from the east of Rift, then we have the CEO in the west of Rift. KTDA as it is a monopoly of the East in their top representation. And for us to have a fair play, because we know political the economics, the politics of economics, how it works. For us to have a fair play in the market dispensation, we should have a balanced and fair representation across the board. And we agree that KTDA also have had some share of problems. Because one of the things we have noted are the subsidiaries that are mushrooming with this KTDA, and they are not manageable in its own self. And part of the losses accruing to KTDA is unmanaged and unguided subsidiaries, which is something also we'll be taking up seriously with the management of KTDA. In the next 2 weeks, we are going to have another meeting, and we'll be hosting it in Kericho, following up quickly with what Chok has said. And from there, we'll be able to seek audience with the presidency to be able then to carry this discussion moving forward. Thank you so much, and wish well everybody.